Welcome to my channel. If we haven't met before, I'm Kari Greger.
So, how are you doing?
I'm so glad you could join me. Today, I'm making fresh, plant-based Italian Caprese Salad. You know, the one that has tomato and basil and fresh mozzarella cheese? That side dish. Let's get into it. This is a harvest recipe, and we are seeing a harvest of fresh, ripe tomatoes. I have a great neighbor, and he very kindly and generously has allowed me to use some of his tomatoes because I didn't grow any of my own, and they are beautiful tomatoes. He is 99 years old. He is a World War II veteran, and he's a wonderful neighbor to have. Take those delicious ripe tomatoes and slice them about 1/4 of an inch thick. You want them nice and thick. Oh, he grows some perfect tomatoes, fresh produce. It's wonderful. Aren't they lovely? Cheese. It's one of the main ingredients in this salad. You could buy vegan mozzarella cheese from the store. There's several brands out there that are possibilities. Or you could make it yourself. Use the melted mozzarella recipe that we made in a previous video. Well, for that matter, you could use the cream cheese, or you could use the jack cheese spread recipe. Any of those recipes would work wonderfully in this salad. Please check the informational card above or links in the description below for those videos. Coming up this fall, we're going to be delving into making different plant-based semi-firm cheeses. It's not that hard. There's a few steps to it. I'm going to walk you through it. I think it would make fantastic holiday presents for all of the plant-based people in your life.
You have to give me a Christmas present. It says so in the Bible.
Remember, when you make it yourself, you have total control over the fat, salt, and sugar.
You're bluffing. The Bible says nothing about giving Christmas presents.
Please give me a thumbs up below for this video, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when another recipe is posted. We used to supply about 20 stores with plant-based cheese, so I'm going to chop up some of this Sweet Baby Swiss to show you the possibilities. We will be making this cheese. It's Swiss, it has no holes, but that's okay.
Okay, I'm starting to think Swiss is key here.
You want to slice it as thin as possible because this is quite a powerful cheese. It's very flavorful, and we don't want it to overpower the taste of the tomatoes. We want it to complement that. So that's why I want very thin slices. Usually when you see this recipe, they have thick slices of the mozzarella. But like I said, this is a very flavorful cheese, and it will overpower the taste of the tomatoes. The way you lay this out, it's just an artistic thing. You've got to lay tomatoes, cheese, tomatoes, cheese. You just go forward and make the pretty parts up. Make sure that they look nice because it is a pretty dish. It's a pretty appetizer. So cheese and tomatoes, and then sprinkle it with some minced garlic. I buy my garlic already minced. It's just so convenient. If you want to use a garlic press, fresh is probably better, but this is very good. These are chocolate drop tomatoes. My neighbor, he gave me some of those, so I want to dress up our dish with a variety of tomatoes. You don't have to have just one kind. You should have a variety of tomatoes. It makes it so pretty. Little garlic on those ones as well. Since I have the option, I'm going to put a variety of cheese in here too. So I'm scooping some of the melted mozzarella and putting it in balls around the tomatoes. Then you take some of this basil and you slide it in, fresh basil leaves, just rinse it off from the garden, pat it dry, and slide it in between the tomatoes and just artistically put some here, some there. I got the basil from another neighbor where she has a beautiful garden that she's growing, and she cuts them off for me. If you ever wondered if we were in the country or not, there's your proof. The rooster doesn't just crow in the morning. I'm just saying. So continue to put the basil in place all over the dish. Then take the salt. Salt it just topically if you desire. You don't have to put any salt on here if you don't want to. Don't need it. Then take your pepper grinder and grind some fresh pepper on here. This is one of those non-recipes. It's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it turns out so nice. I'm going to be using balsamic vinegar. I get this vinegar from my neighborhood olive oil shop, LeClaire Olive Oil Company. They have so many more things there than just olive oil. And I usually head straight over to the balsamic vinegar rack. And I love it. It comes in many different flavors. You can even get chocolate and raspberry and sriracha or whatever. This dish would not be complete without having some fresh bread. You have to have some fresh, crusty baguettes. So I whipped up a little bit of fresh bread. I used white because I particularly like that with the vegetables, with the basil and with the tomatoes. But you can use whole wheat. You don't have to, and you don't have to make it yourself. It's just something that I threw together because the fresh out of the oven is so good with those fresh tomatoes. I just think that's a whole theme here, isn't it? Slice your baguettes on the diagonal, and there you have your fresh, crusty bread on the outside with a chewy inside. And a beautiful side dish of Caprese salad.
You have a villa in Capri? Since when?
I don't know. I think I inherited it.
This looks so impressive. It's so pretty. I am going to add a little bit more balsamic vinegar. It still looks pretty, even after it's been in the fridge for a couple of days. They are still ripping up the road in front of our house. But I'm not going to complain because we're going to have a new road. It'll be great. Oh, that fresh basil. This is so good. And I'm going to have a little bit of this cheese. So creamy. Oh, this is good. This is good. Please check below for items and ingredients that I've used in this video. You'll find some product links down there. I recently received my Amazon affiliate status. I receive a small commission from Amazon for any qualifying purchases, but it doesn't affect the price you pay in any way. If you choose to purchase something I've recommended, great. If not, great. You will be supporting this channel simply by using the links to go to Amazon. If you found the information in this video useful, give me a thumbs up below, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when another recipe is posted. And the next recipe is going to be, we are making Rejuvelac. It's a super important ingredient in making vegan cheese. I told you about the vegan cheese series I'm going to be doing, the semi-firm cheeses. It's easy to make, but very important. Click the bell so you'll be notified when that recipe is posted. And leave me a comment. Tell me what you think of this. I really kind of like it with the cream cheese or with the melted mozzarella. It is so great. You can take some of that and spread it on the bread. And then add a little piece of tomato on top of that. Like that. Great appetizer bites. Thank you for watching. So creamy. You finished moving around there, Duke?